Hi, I'm Lawrence Edwards from Black Mountain Honey. Welcome to another episode of No Nonsense Beekeeping. Today I'm going to review the Maisemore Interchangeable Component Poly Nuc. So I've done previous videos showing you the 6-frame Poly Nuc, the previous version that they had. I've done a review now showing you the new updated version with the new roof. And what I'm showing you now is the interchangeable component version that Maisemore do, just to give you the full suite of all the different versions that Maisemore produce in a Poly Nuc format. So on this side here, we've got the standard new version 6-frame Poly Nuc from Maisemore. You've got a separate roof, a separate feeder, and then everything's molded in one. Done a separate review of that. I'll stick a link up and you can take a look at the review for this product. Now, what Maisemore do, which is something that I really do like, is that they give you the ability to add additional brood boxes on top of that 6-frame Poly Nuc there. But also what they do is they give you the ability to build your own configuration of nuc by adding separate components. And I really, really like that. So instead of saying you have to buy the 6-frame Poly Nuc that comes with the molded piece at the bottom, the feeder and the roof, they say you can buy a separate roof. So if you want to upgrade all of your old hives, you can upgrade it with this new roof. Gives you the ability to feed fondant, really nice design touch. You can buy a separate poly feeder. So we've spoken about this previously. This is the Miller feeder for the 6-frame Poly Nuc, same as you get on that one there. Now you've got to bear with me because this box here is broken, although it doesn't look like it is. I need to fix this one. It's the only one that I've got available to do this demo on. But that is a Maisemore 6-frame extension box that fits onto that nuc to turn it from a 6-frame Poly Nuc into a 12-frame Poly Nuc. So you can buy that separately from Maisemore as well. And then to complete the compatible pieces, they sell a separate floor. So I really do like it. And why I like it is that I can turn my 6-frame Poly Nucs into 12-framers by adding this box. And then in the season, I can just add a floor and a roof and I can make a really easy split. I can do a walkaway split. I can add a queen. I can effectively turn a 12-frame nuc into 2 6-frame nucs instantly like that. A lot of the other ones, it's a little bit more difficult to do that. And you'd need to buy a whole other Poly Nuc. On this one, you just need the floor and you just need the roof. And if you want to get the feeder as well, you can. If you buy all three, you save a few pounds. If you're just buying the floor and the roof, you end up saving about 10 or 15 pounds on the cost of a whole additional nuc from Maisemore. So the costs do stack up. So the floor, we'll go through this one by one, starting at the bottom. The floor is pretty much identical to the standard molded box unit, apart from the fact that there's a big cut and a rebate in the middle. There's two things I really don't like about this though. Now the first one is that the entrance to this is some weird contraption like that. So it gives you your single bee space and that obviously stays in there like that, but it's difficult to block it up. It's not like a nuc wheel where you've got the option to kind of slot it round. And I can see why it's difficult to do that because you essentially need, sorry, that's broken. You need to put it on the face of here. But it's just a little bit annoying that. I like to have the nuc wheel. I like to have the easy option to close things up. So it's a little bit of a down point for me that. The second one, and I really don't like this, and I will be chopping this off straight away, is this landing board. Now I appreciate some people like landing boards. They can see the bees easily landing on them and going up. But in my experience, the bees are not fussed about landing boards. All this is for me is excess material that I don't want. And it's excess room in my pickup truck where I can't stack things as efficiently. And the difference of that, if I go 3 deep in the pickup truck, means that I can't get a whole additional double-sided row in. So it's the difference between getting an additional 6 nucs in my pickup truck. So that's coming off straight away. I just get a hot knife and chop that down. Don't need that in my opinion. However, I love the fact that it's a separate component and it's a floor that I can use and add other components to. Really small to store and just kind of helps with the flexibility of my operation. So you have your floor like that. Then you just take your standard brood extension box. That's a Maisemore one there, although it's painted in the standard Black Mountain Honey style. So you can put your brood box directly on the floor like that. Really nice fit, good solid fit, big thick rebates, all fits together really, really well. And essentially what you've got there is the bottom piece from your 6-frame single molded unit. You've got enough place to put your 6 frames, and you've got your floor and you've got a landing board. The only real difference is you've got the landing board, which I don't like, and you've not got the disc to close the nuc up effectively. What you do have, again, in the middle here is you have your integrated poly runners, which I like. It keeps the frames up nice and high, and it's really easy for getting those frames out. So they've continued that with the brood extension boxes. They're all bottom B space with an integrated poly frame runner. Now, if you're using, quick tip for you here, if you're using a BS Honeybees nuc and you want to use the Maisemore extension boxes, they work and they're fully compatible with one big caveat with the BS Honeybox main unit. But the issue is that the BS Honeybox is a top B space and these are a bottom B space. So what you get is a double B space where the 2 frames meet up on a 12-frame nuc and they backfill it with comb. So what I've actually done on this box here is I've taken that off. I've just chiseled off the frame runner and I've turned this one here into a top B space box. Now, luckily, the compatible floor with this gives you a double B space anyway. So this floor will work with this version of a box as it is in a top B space, or if you haven't messed around with it and it's as it comes from Maisemore, as a bottom B space box. So it works both ways. So luckily I haven't wrecked all my boxes and this won't work with this new box. And then the other components, they're just the same as on the previous review. Miller feeder goes on like that. Put your syrup inside it and feed the bees syrup. If you want to do fondant, you take that one off. You've got your bees there, big cluster, put your fondant on top like that, and then you just put this box over the top and it's got sufficient depth on it now to enable you to feed fondant. So it's not like a BS Honeybees one where you pop the silicone plug out and feed fondant in the same box, which is a design I really do like. It's separate boxes for separate designs. This is just for feeding syrup only, although you can bodge it a bit to get fondant in there, but I wouldn't recommend it. Leave that one for syrup and then feed your fondant directly on the frames. So you just pop your fondant on there like that and then put your box over the top, and then that's how I would feed fondant on this colony. So there's a lot to like about this design. I love the fact that you can buy the separate units. Say you've got one of these 6-frame poly nucs and you break the feeder, you can go to Maisemore, buy a separate feeder from them and they'll sell it to you for a reasonable price. They don't force you to buy a whole unit. I really do like that. I love the updated roof. It's a really good tweak to the design. They've kept pretty much everything the same on that old design and added the roof, and it solved my main gripe that I had with it when I did the previous review. I love the fact that you can buy things individually. So you can buy the roof, you can buy the brood box, you can really fit it to your exact specification. I hate the landing board, but it's a really easy, quick fix for me. That'll take me 10 seconds, I'll chop it off, and there's no kind of issue with the functionality of the hive going forward. The only thing that's slightly frustrating is the fact that there's no wheel disc, and I do get why it's quite difficult to get a wheel disc into this design, but it's just a little bit more difficult to close the hive up when I'm moving it round. Overall though, I really like both of these versions of the Maisemore Poly Nucs. I'll buy them again. You can get them direct from Maisemore. I paid for all of these myself. I've not got them as a freebie to do a review. These are all my own kind of honest thoughts, and I can recommend the product. So if you're looking for a poly nuc, I recommend these products. They're good products. It's not to say that it's my favorite poly nuc, and it's not to say the one that I would recommend over the other ones, but if you're interested in going down the Maisemore route, I can definitely vouch for them and say they're good products to use and they're a good company to work with. So that's it for the video. I hope you've enjoyed this one. As always, please hit the subscribe button, please hit the bell so you're notified of every video, and I'll see you next time.